Hello everyone and welcome back to another Marvel Crisis Protocol unboxing for the channel. Today, a bit late compared to elsewhere in the world, we have CP76 and CP77, Baron Strucker, Armin Zola, the new Captain America, which is to say the old Captain America I guess, because this is all war era, and the original Human Torch, not the Fantastic Four one. As part of this releases there was also Nick Fury Sr. and his Howling Commandos, Dum Dum Dugan, and I can't remember the other guy's name offhand. Didn't pick those ones up, so I won't be doing an unboxing of them at least for now. I don't like the sculpt, plain and simple. Sorry, just I don't like it. I think it's the worst one they've done since the Winter Soldier. I might pick it up just for completionist sake down the line if I can find it for a good price, but no, definitely not picking it up when it's new. But anyway, we have our first Hydra leader, the next of which we're getting real soon because it's out the start of October, in the form of the new Red Skull. But for now we have Baron Strucker to look at with his favourite scientist, and yeah, we'll do it in order, left to right. Let's get started. So let's take a quick look at the back of the box if you want to read the lore about these two if you're not familiar with them. And I was going to say only one of them was in the cinematic universe, but no, I think they both were. Wasn't he in the very start of Age of Ultron, just in like a bit part? I think he was. Either way, I think it surprised a lot of people when this wave was first demoed with like a fancy trailer and whatnot. I don't think people expected them to go to the World War II era stuff, and we're expecting something along the lines of like a Fantastic Four wave or more mutants. But nope, we're getting Hydra, and we're getting some Shield and Avenger backup as a result. As per usual, I suspect. Yeah. Although on the plus side, because the UK got these so late, the instructions are definitely going to be there. But what an utter waste of a bit of paper. I don't know what they're thinking. It's baffling. And so you do kind of really need the instructions for these ones, because Armin Zola is very odd in the manner in which he's constructed, and we can look at that now as we take a look at the sprue before we do the cards. They found the best way to do this, which I'm not sure I agree with, was to do this. Was to give him clear plastic, which is his front compartment, and then we've got two face options here, kind of angry or smug, I guess there were two options I would describe them as. You have to paint them first, because as part of his assembly, that slots onto there, kind of covers the face like that, and then you finish assembling it. You can't do, well, I guess you could do a partial assembly maybe, but because everything is kind of housed on his chest, and that's half his chest, and the face is behind it, you have to do the face first. People have shown off some ways you can make that happen with relative ease. There's some Baron Strucker sprue, there ain't much to it. He is nice and simple. I don't see any issues there at all. That's as simple can be, other than the two legs not being one part. Simple. But yeah, Armin Zola, he's the more complicated one, just because of the method you would have to paint him when you assemble him. As you can see, there's the back of the chest there, and he's got a loose hand and whatnot. Oh, he's standing on a broken shield symbol. I never realised that. Huh. Neat. Well, I guess that makes sense, since half the shield guys and Avengers are standing on broken Hydra tokens. They get the same standard bases. Again, they're not going to do new themed ones. Alright, let me try and safely get the card out of this back. So we have ourselves two Tantus cards. I feel like it's been a while since we've had a release with a new mission. I might be misremembering. I guess I shouldn't say that before opening the other one, because I don't remember if it has one. Scientific Method, great art. Enjoy that a lot. And it is a Hydra specific card. Armin Zola can spend 2 to play this card. Choose someone that is threat value 3 or less within 3 of him. They suffer 2 damage, but then for the rest of the game they get ESP leakage and unnatural mutation. So there's some fun ways you can manipulate this card, especially if you have any kind of healing that you can make use of. But it gives them a range 2 6 dice, 1 power mystic, and he takes, or the target takes. Oh no, the target, that's even better. The target takes 1 damage for each skull before damage is dealt. Unnatural mutation, when an enemy character targets this character with an attack, this character adds 2 dice to their defense roll unless the other character spends 2. Which a lot of characters have, but this is a way to force someone. I'm not sure who the best 3 threat would be to give this to, but it's still pretty good. And then the High Council, I remember this one being talked about. This one is like you've got to do a bunch of really unlikely things simultaneously, but then it's really good. Yeah, that's what it is. So, if all the following conditions, not one, all of them. So, Red Skull is not dazed and has 6 or more power, either one of them, because it just says Johann Schmidt. Armin Zola is contesting a secure objective specifically. Strucker is not dazed and is within 2 of 2 or more enemy characters with poison. That's a hard one. Although he does like giving out poison, if I remember rightly. And then Baron Zemo is has dazed or killed an enemy this round. You have to do all those things in a round. And then place an unused character of threat value 4 or less from your roster within 2 of this character. So it gives you a free 4 or less threat character if you do all those things simultaneously within the same round. Highly unlikely, but super cool if you actually get away with it. So I guess we should look at Baron Strucker first, because he is our current only Hydra leader available, but as I say, that new Red Skull is using a costume conceived by AMG, if I remember rightly them saying. Is an alternative Hydra leader. But this is a cheap and cheerful 3 threat, 4-3-3 defense, 5 health, size 2 medium move. Plasma Blast is a range 3 5 dice for his free attack, getting power equal to damage dealt. It also incinerates on a wild. And then his big attack, The World Is Mine, range 2 7 dice physical for 4 power. After his attack is resolved, this character removes 1 damage for each hit dealt. So he has a heal, he has a built-in heal. Then he has Hydra High Council. I'm bringing closer because it's got a lot of text. Once per turn after an attack by an ally character is resolved, if the attack dealt damage, the ally character may use this ability. Choose one special condition they have. If the defending character doesn't have it, you give it to them. Additionally, once per turn, when an enemy character gains a special condition, the ally character that caused it may remove 1 damage from itself. Very wordy, but they have to cover all bases, I suppose, and a pretty good leadership, honestly. He's got the Death Spore virus, which is that the same one that, not Red Guardian, Omega Red has? Other characters within 3 gain poison. It costs them 2 power though, it's not free. He is arrogant, so during his attack, he can add skulls to the success, but skulls also count to the defense successes for who he is attacking for 1 power. He's a strategic genius, which is the same as Baron Zemo. And he has healing factor 1, so he heals 1 at the end of his turns. Pretty neat for a 3 threat. He seems like a really powerful 3 threat, honestly, especially because they went on the record as saying affiliation bonuses factor into what threat they make people. So are they saying that if he didn't have that, he'd be a 2 threat? That doesn't really add up to me personally, but again, you can't flip that way. You have to flip this way. I do that every time. He stays on the same health on the opposite side, and I believe everything else stays the same. Strategic Genius, Death Spores, Arrogance, High Council stays the same. World is Mine is still costing 4. Yeah, so uneventful on his other side, but overall pretty neat character, I think. So Armin Zola, the scientist robot man, he's pretty chunky. He is also only 3 threat, but he has 6 health. Pretty bad physical defense, 2-3-4, size 3, small movement. He's got prototype weapons as his free attack, range 4 dice. Before choosing a target, the target chooses whether, this character chooses whether it's physical, energy, or mystic, so that's pretty cool. After it's resolved, he gains 1 power flat. And then on wilds, he has Hydra Ingenuity. After attacks are resolved, for each wild in the attack roll, the defending character gains 1 of the following conditions. So it's a bit like Hawkeye's very nice status giving attack, but not as good because it's 4 not 5 dice. What can you do? Focused ESP Box Blast. Range 3, 6 dice energy for 2 power. If it deals damage, the character can advance, Zola can advance the target small. Wild is a slow, simple as. Experimental Enhancements for 3 power. During the next attack made by this character, add 2 dice after the attack is resolved. If the attack roll contained any skulls, you suffer 1 damage. Hydra Engineering. While this character or an ally, I need to bring it closer, while an allied character within 4 of this character is attacking or defending, during the modified dice step, this character can spend up to 3 for each power spent. The allied character may reroll 1 of their attack or defense dice. After the attack is resolved, if the allied roll contained 1 or more skulls, the allied character gains bleed. So he bleeds himself, but he can get some rerolls. He has Scientific Hubris. Whenever this character rolls dice after the effect is resolved, he gains 1 power if there was at least a 1 exclamation, or crit, as they say. He is immune to bleed and poison. Wait, how does he give himself bleed if he's poison, if he's immune to it? After the attack is rolled, if the allied roll... Oh, he can buff an allied character, it's not him. Okay, that makes more sense. So, he stays at 6 health on the opposite side. That's really good for a 3 threat character. He's looking all Thanos with his chin there in the art. Prototype weapons looks like that stays the same. I thought he got a new... No, he doesn't. I thought he got a new power on his opposite side, like he started getting a bit unhinged or something. I must be misremembering, because that looks also the same to me. Yeah. So his obvious downside is his super weak physical defense. He's very easy to beat up, but beyond that he's a very good 3 threat. If you can mitigate his low physical defense, put someone near him that can protect him, then yeah, I mean, he's got an obvious weakness, so that's fine that he's pretty powerful for his threat value, especially because so many characters in the game do good physical damage. But yeah, alright, well that is that box, and my dog is crying for attention, so I'm going to clean this away and then we'll go and look at Captain America and the Human Torch. So yeah, this is not Johnny Storm, Human Torch. I was not familiar with this gent at all, but he kind of hung around with War Era Captain America and Bucky and Namor and whoever else. But there is his lore on the back if you want to read it. What is his name again? He was made by Phineas T. Horton, which is just a hilarious name. But I'm pretty sure he does have a name. It'll be on his card. Let's just crack in. So this Captain America, and how he differs from the box Captain America, he doesn't have an affiliation bonus for a start. I think he's still a 4 threat from memory. And he for some reason has forgotten how to throw his shield, but he's really good at punching. He is a punching Captain America. Although I think to appease people, because people rightly were like, why not give him his shield throw? You could have built it into one of his attacks, you know, like a push on a wild and a hit or something, and followed up by throwing the shield at them for 1 true damage, or just, you know, something. Wow, there's really not much sprue here. Jeez. Well, we do have a unique base, though, on the Captain America. That's the sandbags and whatnot he's jumping over. So it's a bit rare to get a unique base on such a small mini, a single person, but that's there. And then the Human Torch, what is his name? His name is Jim Hammond. There is his sprue. Again, not much to him. Very detailed though. Lots of flame detail, which I like. So yeah, he's kind of just burning away, and he can go on any of the default bases here. Alright, I'm going to crack into this. So, let's see what we've got here. Over the top in a new age. Again, great art in both of them. Like that a lot. Active during an allied Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos or Steve Rogers turn. Can spend 2, choose an enemy character within 4 of his character if his character may advance its speed towards them. After they advance, the opposing player may choose a character they control to make an attack targeting the advancing character. So it's rare for tactics cards to have a pretty severe disadvantage like that, and I think as a result it will never get used. That's a shame. A new age for the Human Torch. Well, even though he's a robot, but whatever. Jim Hammond can spend 3 to play this card. Each enemy character within 3 of him is incinerated. And then this round, when an allied shield character is attacking a character with the incinerate condition, the attack type is energy, add 2 dice to the attack roll. That's really good. Have to be shield, but it's still really good. So straight onto the cards. As I said, the new Captain America is also 4 threat like the other one, but no affiliation bonus. He can be in anyone really. 4/4, 3 defense, 6 health, threat 4 still, medium move still, but he is very physical based. He cannot chuck his shield. Stars and Stripes, range 3, 5 dice, with a flurry on a wild and a shield, is that? Yes, ironically on a shield, which lets him do it again. I don't like bullies. Range 2, 7 dice for 3 power. It's got a throw on a wild, a medium throw on a wild if they're size 3 or less, and language, which is on a wild and a hit. After the attack is resolved, the target character gains stun and slow because you tell them off for saying a swear. On your left, for 2 power, if this character is not holding an objective, it advances medium. You can only use it once per turn. I've knocked out tyrants over 200 times, which is not the line. They have censored the bad enemies from World War II. You know the word I mean. Not Hydra. The people Hydra are an offshoot of. 3 power. When this character is attacking during the modify dice step of the attack, it can use the superpower and you can reroll any number of attack dice. And then finally, he does have his same old Vibranium Shield. Spend 2 against physical or energy and get 2 dice. So he is just about getting in there and punching bullies. Ironically, bullying the bullies. On his flip side, he goes down by 1 health. He goes down from 6 to 5, and then I believe it stays exactly the same. Yeah, I believe so. If not, it's there for you to see for yourself. So the more interesting, although that is a pretty fun Captain America, I'm not sure how effective, but we have the original Human Torch. 342, bad mystic defense. Why? He's a robot. 5 health, 3 threat, size 2, medium move. Burn Baby Burn, it's a beam 3, 4 dice, immolates on a wild to give Incinerate. Nova Burst is a beam 2, normally don't like beams, but they're only costing 1 power. It's pretty good. When this attack is chosen during the pay power cost, you can spend up to 7 additional power, adding 1 die for each power spent, so that's why it only costs 1. It doesn't increase the range though. It does guaranteed Incinerate, and you suffer 1 damage for doing it, if it deals damage. Oh, it's after each attack, so the more people you hit with it, the more you hurt yourself. That's a little rough. Not that there's much opportunities to ever hit more than, say, like 2 people, but... Bog standard hit and run for 2 power, we've seen that plenty of times. Too hot to handle for 3, choose an enemy character within 2, they drop an asset token it's holding, which is cool, ironically. It could be like a hammer, or, you know, something of importance like that. A cube fragment. Like touching is stovetop. People know what stoves are anymore. When an enemy character would push or throw this character, after the effect is resolved, this character can use his superpower, and hurts them for 1. So it does 1 true damage back when he's attacked. It's kind of like Gambit's agility, I guess, except it doesn't have the move built in. Controlled Burn is his passive. When this character ends in advance, it gains 1 power for each character within 2 with Incinerate. So ideally you chuck your fire in, you move in, gain more power, do more stuff. He can fly, and obviously he is immune to Incinerate. On the other side, he stays at 5 health, so 10 in total. His defenses, I believe, stay the same. Controlled Burn, Stovetop, too hot to handle, hit and run. It looks to me like the alternative side is the same as well. This guy just seems like pretty good, especially if you want to just be like, Incinerate is such a good condition in this game. It's 1 less defense die, and that is really significant. And he's a 3 threat. He can fit in most places. He doesn't need to be shielded. He doesn't have anything that requires shield except that tactics card, which you can ignore. And yeah, unless you're fighting a bunch of people who are immune to Incinerate. Offhand, Ghost Rider, and who else is immune to Incinerate these days? Is Captain Marvel? Did they make her immune to it? I don't remember. Someone else is. I'm forgetting. Is it Crystal, maybe? Either way, there's not that many people in the game who are immune to Incinerate, and it's such an annoying status condition. So, oh, imagine if you brought him in a list and were playing the Demons Downtown that incinerates everybody nearby at the end of a turn. Have him camp your close one, turn 1, turn 2, move in on the middle. A bunch of people are already burned. Have some fun. Yeah, he seems the most interesting out of those two. In general, Strucker and Zola seem more interesting overall, but a pretty cool wave. So yeah, that is going to do it for this look at these. October is looking like a busy month for Crisis Protocol. It might be because it's the last releases before the end of the year, I'm not sure. We've got the new Red Skull, we've got the Sentinel Prime, the Sentinels, and the Ultimate Encounter with the Tank, which altogether is like 200 quid, or like, you know, just slightly under that. A lot to ask for, so I don't think I'll be doing an unboxing on all of that. I'm not sure what, if any, I mean, I'm kind of interested in the Red Skull. The Sentinels are cool and they're massive, so I get that they cost a lot, but still seems a bit cheap that they're not all in a box together, because you wouldn't want just one of the two. I feel like AMG are continuing with their tightness. I don't know how else to say it politely. Their penny pinchingness, and it's getting a little annoying because I feel like the game is doing well enough, unless of course they're hiding that it isn't. Then they don't need to do this kind of thing. They're doing the same with Legion, which is not good. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that, we're here to unbox, and I have done that. Look out for more battle reports with these down the line, and see you next time for something else. Until then, thank you for watching. Ta-ta for now.